Hi guys, it's Russell here from Prime-Motion Fitness again. Thanks for watching the video. Look, quite regularly I'll get emails from people who maybe haven't started training with us yet, but they have been training, they're putting in the effort and trying to do the right thing, but they'll often say, I've reached a point and I simply can't get past that. I don't know what else to do, can you help me? Well, the first thing is that you must have a properly designed, properly structured training program that addresses all of the requirements of the test that you're actually preparing yourself for. So that's the first thing, you've got to be doing the right training. But the second thing is that it's really important that you're training at the appropriate intensity during that program, and certainly towards the end of any training program, the intensity should be really quite high. And another concept that's important to understand is that process of adaptation, your body's way of adapting to the training that you're providing for it. And I just thought I'd give you a little visual thing to try and explain what I'm talking about here. Let's say I'm preparing myself for the beep test and I need to get to level 610, for example. If I'm able to get to level 6, we'll call that about this level here. This is level 6, that's as high as I can get. And as I'm doing my practice and I'm doing the beep test, obviously as I get closer and closer to what my maximum is, at let's call it level 6 up here, my heart rate's increasing, the intensity is increasing. And generally what most people do is as soon as they get to that point that's their maximum, their heart rate's very, very high, and so what they tend to do is they've hit the wall, they're a bit buggered, so they need to now slow back down and they stop that particular activity. Of course, as you do that, your heart rate reduces back to a more comfortable level. If we look at it like this for a second, if we were only ever to go to about 90%, let me try and move that over here so you can see a bit better. If I was to work up to about 90% of my capacity, I'm able to reach this level here, but I'm only working up to about 90% of that maximum. I get a little bit tired and I decide I'm feeling a bit lazy today, so I'll drop back down and I'll call it quits there for now. If we were to continue to do that, what would actually happen is that your body would realise after a while that this little excess fitness that it has stored up here is not really required, because we're not getting into that upper part of the range there. So there's no reason, there's no motivation for your body to hold that additional fitness. So what actually happens is your fitness will reduce down to a level that you're actually demanding of it. Now, obviously we don't want that to happen, and if you've ever felt a reduction in your fitness, if you've ever said, gee, I've really lost some fitness over the last couple of weeks, you have. It's actually disappeared. It's reduced down to the level that you're actually demanding of your body. And of course, we need to do the opposite. If this is the level that you're able to reach, what we need to be doing, I'll bring it over here so you can see, is we need to be getting ourselves up to that intensity, but then we need to actually be pushing hard beyond that intensity. And that sort of knocking on the ceiling, if you like, will actually cause your body to adapt and increase its fitness in order to make that intensity more easy to cope with. And it's really just a case of getting to your maximum and then trying to hang on for a little bit longer. If it was a weight training activity and you've done however many repetitions of a certain weight and a certain technique, when you get to the end of that and you think, I can't do any more, unfortunately, the bad news is that that's actually the start, and every repetition that you can do beyond that is really critical in making sure your body adapts to the training and then increases your strength. Or if it relates to cardiovascular, it's that high intensity in getting to your maximum and then hanging in there for another 5 to 10 seconds that really makes the difference, because that's more than what you're comfortable with doing at the moment. So that more is what actually causes the body to adapt and increase your fitness level. If you only ever stop when you get to your current maximum, you're actually simply maintaining your current maximum. So in order for it to increase, you've got to think of it as being the start, not the finish when you reach your maximum. And I know it's hard work, been there, done that, it is hard, but you've got to push beyond that. And if you do push beyond that, your body will adapt and it will increase its fitness level to make what you're doing easier to cope with. And of course, when that happens, what we need to do then is, as your fitness increases, we obviously then want to take up the slack, and then we'll repeat the process again, and your body will adapt, and we take up the slack again and again. And that's how we get that constant improvement in our fitness, sort of step by step. But you've got to challenge yourself, you've got to be fair income about it. If you're not being fair income, you're simply not going to go beyond that level that you're currently doing. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Feel free to leave a comment or send us an email if you've got any questions, and we'll address your concerns in one of our next videos. Thanks, guys. Happy training. Bye for now.